The Fallout community appears to be divided, and there's some interesting comments from Bethesda's Hines about online servers and what to expect from PvP and co-op, and also how the game will be experienced as a solo player. Plus, we dive into your comments about this, get into what the community is feeling about Fallout 76. So guys, let's dive into this, and welcome back to Open World Games. We're going to start off, first of all, with questions about, the servers, how online is working, and PVE. Is that going to be a thing? So, Sirik out on Twitter says, why has there been no word on if a 100% full hard opt-out of PvP in Fallout 76 is an option or not? PvE players are desperate to know if we are being taken care of, or if you don't care about us, and we just abandon all hope now and find a game that wants our business. Wow, what a way to word it. Now, Hines says this: it's an online game. There will be other people in your game. There is no version where you are the only person in the world, except for private servers eventually. There is no option where you can turn off other players or prevent them from interacting with you at all. End quote. And let me know what you guys make of that. Do you need that PvE option? Do you need a switch that says, I don't want to play with anyone, or I don't want to take damage from anyone, I want to be on a PvE server? And Sirik responds saying, that doesn't answer the question I asked. We don't want to avoid other players. We just want to not have other players be allowed to kill us like every other good online game somehow allows, via PvP being separated official servers, flagging whether you want to PvP or not. And Hines once again responds saying this: as Todd explained at E3, you don't pick a server, you never see a server. There are no servers with different flags. We don't have an option to opt out of PvP. We continue to tweak systems to control negative behavior, PvP behavior like griefing, etc. So, in that sense, guys, it's going to be acting more like Destiny than even, I guess you would say, Ark Survival Evolved. And I think the goal is to basically evolve this game with the options to have private servers that can act like PvP servers. So, let me know your take on this. Again, it's definitely feeling like the Fallout community is kind of divided on this subject of having servers with PvP and PvE meshed in together and having no option to just go PvE. You know, even Destiny and Ark Survival Evolved are the games that come to mind, at least for me personally. They allow PvE freedom without the worry about being griefed and stuff like that. But yeah, let's go to your comments, the community, about what is going on here. In this comment, this string of comments was actually the most upvoted comment about this exchange that we just witnessed between Hines and Sirik here. Comes from Rugavin, I believe it is. Sorry if I got that wrong, but let's start out with what he has to say here. And it ended up blowing up and being one of the top Reddit posts on the Fallout 76 Reddit right now, with already 201 comments. So, let's begin, shall we? So, he goes on to say, people today, especially gamers, are so entitled. And I'm going to leave out some of these cuss words in here, of course, because of YouTube's, algorithm and stuff. It says, it makes my blood boil. A good, honest group of people create something new and different that they're happy with and proud of, and it gets slack for not being more of the same old stuff. But then, if it was the same, they'd still complain because nothing has changed. Do you guys agree with that statement or not? Let me know. And then he goes on to say, I really can't grasp why people can't understand what this game is going to be. It's not a single-player game. It's not an MMO. It's not a battle royale. Why does a game have to be one of those extremes? It's a multi-layer based RPG that holds between 24 through 32 people. I'm not a fan of the GTA games, but I feel servers will run somewhat similarly to those games. If you're not into that, skip it. It's really not that hard, end quote. So I do think that is the legit concern about Fallout 76, is that it will play like GTA Online, and that people will just run around and try to grief the hell out of you, which would be a huge negative for a lot of us. So hopefully they do have stuff in place. But, there is a comment coming up here about the beta. I think we should all just wait for the beta. That is super important. And I think that there's going to be systems that we do not know about yet in place to really make sure that PvE players are happy. At least I hope that's the case and that works out that way. Now, he goes on to say, if you claim you don't want to PvP, then don't. Make the game a more peaceful place for yourself. I don't know, maybe by not shooting people first and then whining about it. Of course, there are incentives for killing other players. You wouldn't just waste your time and resources for nothing, but they also do not want to penalize players too badly for being killed. And by the sounds of it, they are putting safeguards in place to stop the same person killing you repeatedly. Again, if it doesn't sound like it's for you, don't buy it, end quote. Yeah, we've heard several comments from Pete Hines saying that they're putting in these safeguards, and even Todd Howard spoke about it. We really want to know what these safeguards are. So hopefully coming up here at QuakeCon, August 9th through the 12th, we find out a lot about these systems and also more about when this beta is going to be dropping. Because the next comment here, which I'm going to highlight, says this: the beta is also a good way to get a taste of the finished product. Pre-order the game, get beta access, play it, see what you think of it before judging a product before you've used it. If you have a suggestion, make them after you've played it. If you find bugs, report them. If the systems in place seem unfair or too restricted, tell them, end quote. And I think that right there, personally, is how I feel. Let's try the game before we judge it too harshly. That's going to be important. If it sucks, it sucks. Let the game speak for itself. But, Bethesda, to me personally, it seems like they're very aware that they are taking a big risk here. And they know that, and they realize that. And it seems like also they don't want to disappoint fans with this game. So, crossing my fingers that they actually don't, and that it all turns out okay. But yeah, what is your take about this, guys? Of course, also, I do want to say I do want PvE servers. I think that they are necessary in time. Hopefully we get those, and hopefully from the beta, Bethesda learns that, hey, we do need to add some sort of PvE area on the map. I don't know if they can consider adding segments on the map that are dedicated PvE zones at first and then build that up into actual servers down the road. But I do think it would be wise to have some sort of safe zone option for players. Even GTA Online has that option where you can toggle off damage, against yourself, I guess you would word it, in that players can't actually kill you. You can at least do that, but you aren't able to engage other players as well as you would like. But at least there's that option. Again, I'm curious about these safeguards. Like, for example, the thing that I mentioned previously is I do want to see the ability to turn on an option that says, warn me of other players that are PvP-centric. Have some sort of marker above their head, some sort of emblem that says, hey, this guy is known for PvP. He is known to be ultra-aggressive. Be warned. It'll tell me to stealth out of the area or be very cautious of this player at the very least. And this type of safeguard could actually end up being what they're talking about. So we will be learning more about these safeguards for sure. But yeah, I do hear concerns from both sides of the fence here that, you know what? Give it time, try the beta, and see what happens with this game, and then judge it. But also, hey, it'd be nice to have those PvE servers, because we're familiar with these with games like Destiny. There was the PvE space where you could just goof around, have fun with your friends, take on raids, and then, even Anthem is going to have PvE throughout the entire journey. So, yeah, the concern is legit. Let me know what side of the fence you guys are on. Post a comment down below. What would you like to see happen in the future? But yeah, Bethesda's taking a chance. Let them take that chance. They will be making a bunch of single-player experiences here in Starfield and, Fallout 5 and Elder Scrolls 6. So that's something I am looking forward to. I cannot freaking wait for actual gameplay of Elder Scrolls 6. I think that one's going to personally debut on PS5 and the next Xbox. So I think that's going to be in a while. But yeah, it's going to be so freaking exciting when that actually is revealed. But stay tuned here to Open World Games for more news about Fallout 76. We'll see what happens, guys. Stay tuned, and thank you so much for watching.